Hi, my name is Mélanie La Roche. I'm the executive director of the Montreal Comic Arts Festival. This is True North Country Comics podcast.
Welcome to the True North Country Comics podcast, dedicated to promote Canadian comic book and graphic novel creators and supporters. I'm John Swinimer. On this episode, I chat with Mélanie La Roche as she prepares comic book creators and attendees for Montreal Comic Arts Festival 2025. Please like and subscribe to this website by hitting the subscribe button so be notified about new podcast interviews and article posts. This podcast is available wherever podcasts are enjoyed. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Mélanie La Roche is the Executive Director of the Montreal Comic Arts Festival, otherwise known as MCAF. According to Mélanie, it's thanks to comic creators that she rediscovered comics and now works at MCAF. She takes pride in organizing the celebration for them and is showcasing Québécois comics. Her position involves a wide variety of tasks, and she finds great satisfaction in solving the many challenges that come with organizing MCAF. For this, the 14th MCAF, its mission is to be a leading platform for the comic arts in Quebec and beyond, to broaden public knowledge of and engagement with the comic arts, and to promote cultural exchanges and interactions between creators, readers, and the public at large. MCAF seeks to expand the role of the comic arts in the cultural sphere and to improve the dynamism of Quebec's comic arts industry. MCAF will become a crossroads between Europe and America, a professional and bilingual organization which unifies the field's players. So without further ado, here's my chat with Mélanie La Roche as she prepares comic book creators and attendees for Montreal Comic Arts Festival 2025. So Mélanie La Roche, thank you very much for taking time to chat with me.
Hi, John. Thank you for having me too.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Before I get going to all the questions, I would like to know, what are you reading today?
I'll be honest, I've had a hard time reading in the last month. The festival has kept me busy and it's been really hard to take some time off. I've been practicing my Spanish on Duolingo. Does that count?
Yeah, you've got to read. Yeah, absolutely. That's a form of reading, and actually learning another language at the same time, I think is tremendous that you can find time to do that. And I do appreciate the fact that with everything you've got going on, it's very tough to carve out time in the day to do reading. I am amazed by the other people I've been talking to on the podcast who do find time to do it. It's something you have to dedicate yourself to, and there's so many things going on in the day that it's tough.
And the nice thing is we do have a programming director at MCAF that reads a lot more than I do. And we also have a programming committee that does a lot of reading as well. So there's still many people reading lots of comics for the programming. I'm just having a hard time myself lately.
No, no worries. We're talking about the Montreal Comic Arts Festival. So for folks who are not familiar with this event, how would you explain it to them?
I think I'd say it's the biggest celebration of comic arts in Canada right now. So it's a big outdoors party around comic books. We got over 320 artists present. We have 170 exhibitors that go from major publishing house to self-published artists. And we have an activity zone with over 60 free activities presented during the weekend.
That's amazing. And this is a great outdoor venue. Traditionally, most people experience a convention or festival indoors, but you are letting people experience the great Montreal that is, the camaraderie, the ambiance, everything that Montreal provides that you're giving in this festival, right?
Exactly. And we're usually very lucky and get to spend one of the first nicest weekends of the summer in the heart of Montreal with a pedestrianized street, lots of like people walking down the street. Last year we had over 95,000 people come over during the weekend. So it's really nice to see this big wave of people walking on Saint Denis and discovering new artists.
That is amazing. Can you talk a little bit about your role? You've just hinted at it and you've got some people helping you out. Well, what is your role in putting on this festival?
Yes, I'm the executive director, but we have a very small team at MCAF. So the year-long team is very small. So I do have a few hats to take on during the year. So I do a lot of the finance searching. I do some of the accounting. I do even some graphic design sometimes, a little bit, little artistic direction. I do look out for sponsors. I do a little development and, of course, some managing with the team and a bit of logistics. I like to touch a little on a lot of things.
And that's why you have no time to read with all the hats that you're wearing. That's quite
Exactly.
a bit of work. And you've got a great team of volunteers that help out as well. Whenever I go, they're always helpful, always encouraging people to check out this venue or that venue or just answer questions in general. So yeah, great group of people there, that's for sure.
Again, this year we expect almost 200 volunteers for the weekend. So we're so very lucky to have them present during the weekend. It makes all the difference in really welcoming everyone to the festival.
Absolutely. Now, we've spoken about the festival in the past, and it's a great event, but I'm wondering what's new this year that attendees can expect?
One thing this year will be the celebration of Swiss comics. So we have a large delegation of Swiss creators that will be coming. We have 8 artists from Switzerland coming. There'll be an exhibition in the activity zone during the weekend on the variety and the landscape of current comic in Switzerland. And they'll be part of the programming as well during the weekend. This is one of the main new thing this year. Apart from that, we always have the different panels coming back. We have the drawn conversations and drawn interviews, animations, workshops. This year, it's only in French though, but we do have kind of a Enigma parkour where there's a game around the universe of l'agent Jean, Agent John Lebon, I think in English.
Hmm.
It's a series by Alexa that also drew this year's poster. So it's a game that families can do on their cell phones together at the festival, try to find clues on different panels that will be presented. We also have, revolving around this year's theme, a section that we called Back to the Future, where there will be a game to try and guess, to match the drawings from artists when they were younger and to match them with the artists we know nowadays that do make comics. And we also have a time capsule where people can make a drawing, put it in, and we'll take them out in 10 years from now at a future festival to see how things change over time.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And you're going to fit that in a course of a weekend, right?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Now, that is quite unique, though. A lot of people just figure that comic books are just from this year or graphic novels from this year, but there's a great history of comic art, not only in Montreal, but in Canada in general. So it's a great opportunity for people to explore and revisit, I guess, from their childhood, as you say.
Exactly. And like around this year's theme, which is Back to the Future, does remind us of a certain movie, but that's where the similarity stops. It's a theme that allowed us to go into futuristic comic books, historical books as well, but also everything that is related to self-fiction and nostalgic vibes that we see in comics nowadays and in
Yeah.
pop culture in general.
I get the impression that there's a lot of bande dessinée, I think is what it's called, a lot of autobio type of work that people do appreciate, in addition to fiction, of course, but it's nice to be able to see that there are persons, I guess, that perhaps get left in the past, that these graphic novels can help bring to the future or bring to the present, that we can appreciate what they've done. And you touched on the fact that this festival is going beyond Canada's borders with the Swiss comics. In fact, we've got an interview with a gentleman from New Zealand coming up, Ned Wenlock. He's going to be
Nice.
exhibiting there. So you've got a lot of not just Canadians, but around the world creators who will be attending this festival.
Yes, exactly. This year we have some of the artists coming. There will be Karine Hinder. She's the illustrator behind the series Brume. It's a family series. We also have Lucie Brion from France, Sole Otero. She's an artist from Argentina. We have Tiago Suto from Brazil. We have Marc Torrisais from Spain. We have Cathy Fricas that has a new album coming out with Drawn in Quarterly. Camille Van Oof, Émilie Plateau, Luca Faggi. So people from different parts of the world that will be coming to Montreal for the festival.
And including our neighbors to the south as well. So
Absolutely.
it's very rare to find that many different creators from different countries all in one place. That's quite unique.
Well, we do try to have different peoples with different views meeting up and discussing subjects. So, like, even in our activities, we do try to encourage the meetings of different people, whether it's visitors from out of Quebec or out of Canada with locals, or even self-published artists with published artists, or up and coming artists with people that have been publishing many albums. So we do try to encourage the meetings of all those people together.
Now, here's a question that I'm going to put you on the spot now. I'd like to know from you, what makes the Montreal Comic Arts Festival different, or can I say better, than any of the other festivals?
I would like to say that we put the artist in the center of our decisions. So we try to take care of the comic artists that do come to the festival, because I believe they're the heart and the reason for all our hard work. And we want them to enjoy themselves, to have the nicest weekend, so that they're in the best place to meet new readers or existing readers and to really feel celebrated during the weekend. And we also offer them learning activities. We have a professional day on Thursday with master classes and workshops. So we do try to offer them like tools, but more than anything, we want them to enjoy themselves and have a nice weekend.
Where is the one place you recommend that people should go to find out more about the Montreal Comic Arts Festival before they go, so they can get up to speed and be there and enjoy the event?
Well, definitely our website. There'll be a lot of things happening on our social media, but all the up-to-date info is always on the website. So www.fbdm-mcaf.ca. And I'm sure you'll put it in the comments somewhere.
Absolutely.
We do have some information on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Very good. Well, Melanie, those are all the questions I have for you, but I'm wondering, is there something I didn't ask that you'd like to get across in this interview?
We do have our opening nights on Thursday, May 21st, where the winners of the Bidilis Awards will be announced. So it's the opening night of the festival for the artists and the exhibitors, but we'll also announce the winners for the best comics published in 2024.
Thanks to Melanie for the chat. You can discover more about MCAF at www.fbdm-mcaf.ca/en. And thank you for tuning in to the True North Country Comics podcast. I invite you to visit the True North Country Comics website to listen to even more conversations and discover more about creators' insight on making comic books and graphic novels. I encourage you to subscribe via the website so you'll be notified about new podcast interviews and article posts. This podcast is available wherever podcasts are enjoyed. Please like, follow, and subscribe. You can follow along True North Country Comics on most social media sites, and you can send any and all feedback to John at truenorthcountrycomics.com. Thanks for tuning in, and come back soon for another episode. Bye for now. True North Country Comics Podcast is copyright True North Country Comics, copyright 2025.